On May 14th, 2022, I posted the first of what's now 85 videos on this channel. It was the introduction to my Progression Pro series and the start of my competitive career. Up until this point, I was an average creative player who occasionally played solo cash cups but never got close to accomplishing anything. In the last few weeks of Chapter 3 Season 2, I decided I wanted to take comp serious and I was going to play every event the next season. But to do that, I need to find a duo. And as most of you know, I played with Leaf. But what a lot of you don't know is how this came about, since Leaf was calling for almost every solo final and earning at the time. The simple explanation is that very early on in Leaf's career, I took him under my wing and taught him everything I knew about the game. Took time out of my day to PG him and taught him what it takes to become the best. I took a break from the game for a while, but when I came back, Leaf thought it was only right to return the favor and duel with me in my first season competitive. And the mistake that was, because I wanted to sell every tournament of that season. Come here, Sonny, wait.
On her floors,
Ah, yeah.
Got it?
Try and get out. Let's go. Yeah, I'm getting to.
On my back.
Get to.
Oh, wall. Run off back. Got it, get in. Okay. I got siphoned, did you get that? I have it. Yeah. Alright, wall.
Okay.
Wait a second. Alright. I'm in this break. Where you at? Chug. Gotta go, chug. Stay low. Grab this. Off here.
Some of these clips are inexcusable, and I know I just made myself look really bad there, but a lot of these clips were from tournaments early on. As the season progressed, I started to get a better understanding of what I needed to do. I had no real expectations going into duels because it was my first time doing everything and I had to learn on the fly. I had a much better understanding of how duels worked at the end of the season and knew I would do a lot better going forward. In solo cash cups, I found little success as well. Early on, I struggled to stay stacked throughout mid-game and would die endgame before any big placement points kicked in. I started solo scrimming later in the season and got better at getting refreshes and making it further into endgame, but that didn't mean much going into next season because there were no solo cash cups. In Chapter 3 Season 4, Fortnite announced dual divisional cups, and for some reason Leaf decided to stick with me. There would be 3 divisions: Contender, Challengers, and Elite. We didn't qualify the placement cup due to being crazy contested off spawn and being behind on rotates when we finally survived. We were placed in Challengers division, which meant we need to get top 20 in the Challengers Cup in order to make it to Elite and play in the money tournaments. We got close but never made it out. We were really slow to learn from our mistakes, dying in the same dumb things in multiple tournaments, but the main reason for our failures was my lack of impact to the team. When Leaf and I first started playing, I would make a lot of dumb plays that would result in my death, and I would watch Leaf have some outlandish solo clutch. So early on, my thought process was all I have to do is stay alive and we do good. Because if Leaf was doing all this crazy stuff on his own, if I was alive, we could do so much better. I'll revisit this point later, but it lowered the confidence I had in myself to make plays, and I would just follow Leaf and let him make all the plays. This obviously hindered me as a player and allowed me to make no impact on the team. If Leaf played well, we had a good tournament. If he played bad, then we had a bad tournament. There was nothing that I was doing that meant much to our game in a positive manner. This definitely hurt my confidence, and you could see in these clips I was standing around not doing anything without Leaf's go ahead because I don't want to sell. But I was aware of this at the time and knew I need to improve my game sense in order to know what plays I should and shouldn't be making without Leaf having to co-sign it. I hit the VODs and was able to learn a lot, then applied it to my game and just had more confidence in the plays I was making because I saw pros do it. While my placements didn't reflect it, this was the most I improved in a season because of the effort I made the VOD review. I was confident going into whatever team mode it would be next season because my understanding of the game was much better. Then in Chapter 4 Season 1, Fortnite announced that it would be duels for the entire year again. While a lot of people weren't happy about this, I was, because I thought I improved a lot since the last season and I could do a lot better. When the placement cup rolled around, it was top 100 at qual and we didn't quite make that. Our spawn was a bit shaky and we went down the surge twice. We're in challengers once again, but are a lot more confident we'll make it out quickly. Unfortunately, history repeats itself and we got really close but never made it out. This time, it was due to lack of kills. If we didn't top 5 every endgame, we wouldn't qual because we had no kill points to make up for bad endgames. And I'll take all the credit for low kill points because my team fighting in the past and up until this point was awful. We never said it, but I could tell Leaf wouldn't opt to key much because he never knew when I might decide to make the dumbest play imaginable. We still played some great games and I feel like I improved. However, with back-to-back seasons of not qualifying at challenges, Leaf earning in multiple weeks of solos, and having some of the most absurd solo clutches, it was clear to me that he would do much better if he could find someone his skill level. We played for much longer than I expected, and I wasn't regretful of the decision to split.
Don't worry, I already have 444 bullets. Wait, let me rub my eyes. My teammate don't care about our practice.
As much as I improved and was grateful to play with Leaf, I do believe playing with him from the start of my comp career has hindered my growth as a player by not being forced to do certain things and make and learn from mistakes myself. I'm going the next season searching for a duo my skill level or worse because I wanted to take on IGLing. If I were to IGL, I would be responsible for making a lot more decisions and would have to have a good understanding of the game if I wanted to do well. In Chapter 4 Season 2, I started IGLing and I was trash. My decision making was slow, my awareness was terrible, and I was unsure of every call I made.
Look at this.
Look at nothing here on the side. Alright,
There you
nothing.
go. Yeah. I'm really stuck. Get away.
Oh, yeah, okay. My fault.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm one front.
Yeah.
I just got jumping up the air. Come on, here.
Yeah.
When you go, I'm with you.
I'm dashing. I'm going.
You kill me. Up front. Oh, it put me back down. Dang, bro. Yeah, we can. Okay. Oh. Yeah. Fuck this up.
Starting off, I knew it would be rough and I just needed time to get used to the role. By the time tournaments rolled around, I found my duo Turtle. In our first tournaments, we didn't do the greatest, but since the results of our performance was mainly in my control, I made sure I VOD reviewed and was prepared enough for our next tournament, which happened to be FNCS. Week 1 didn't go too well, but in week 2 we were only 6 points off of qual. We couldn't follow up that performance in week 3, but got our best placement the next week in the Duo Cash Cup. Unfortunately, a couple days later, Turtle hit me up saying he got focused on IRL stuff and didn't enjoy the game as much. So I missed the most recent Duo Cash Cup, but found the duo for the last remaining ones and next season. In solos, making money has been easier than ever with the new format and the Victory Cups. I haven't found much success so far, but I started grinding solo scrims on EU and had my best round 2 performance last week, and I'm looking to make something happen in the last few weeks of the season. I'll go more in depth with how the season went in my season recap in a couple weeks, but this marks 1 year of competitive Fortnite. I want to thank all of you who have been following my competitive journey this far, and I hope to bring you guys better content this next year. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to like and subscribe and use code HOWL if you want to support me further. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.